So guys, today we are going to be looking at equations that you may think are similar to those looked at previously before Easter and last week and so on, but they've got subtle differences, okay? So for those of you that have looked at this equation, you may have noticed that the subtle difference is that in all of those equations we looked at before Easter last week, at no point was there a subtraction as part of the equation, okay? Now some of you will know what to do with this, but for those of you that don't, that's absolutely fine at this point. We're going to look through this example together. So we've got 4x take 3, okay, is equal to 13. Now we're going to highlight, let me just get my highlighter, our unknown, okay? So this is still the part that we want to isolate. Now, all of our unknowns are on the same side of the equation, so that's good. We just need to isolate it. And to isolate it, we're going to have to deal with this part of the equation. Now, previously, we've been subtracting, okay? Now, if I just say, well, yeah, let's try and take away that 3. Let me just do it up here. 4x, subtract 3, take away another 3. That's going to give us 4x, take away 6, which is not what we want, okay? We want to completely get rid of this, so subtracting 3 wouldn't get rid. So let's try adding 3. And again, if we do something to one side of the equation, we must do it to the other side of the equation. I'm going to write this line of working down, but as you well know, you don't have to write this line of working down. Okay, so I'll just put a little star there, a line of working that's not necessary. I think it is useful though. 4x take 3 add 3, they cancel to just give me 4x. 13 add 3 is 16, and then from this point, guys, you should know what to do by now. We've got 4x, which is 4 times bigger than the amount of x that we want, so we're going to divide it by 4. 4x divided by 4 is equal to 16 divided by 4. We do the same thing to both sides. Again, this is a line of working that's not necessary. X is equal to 4. And we're done. Okay? So guys, just have a little look through that. Okay? And then can you please attempt 3x take 3 is equal to 12. So pause the video and have a go at this. Right guys, you should have had a go at this now. I'm very quickly going to run through the working for this. So just finally, we're going to divide both sides by 3, and we get x is equal to 5. Okay? Hopefully you got that right. If you didn't, try the equation again, you know. Rewind the video so you can only see the equation and try and solve it again. It doesn't matter that you've seen my working. Now, the second type of example we're going to see, guys, is 4x take 2 is equal to 3x plus 1. Now, remember there are two things to consider when solving an equation. Point 1, have we got all of the unknowns on the same side of the equation? Point 2, have we isolated the unknowns? We haven't done either of those things yet. So we've got a 3x and we've got a 4x, and a lot of you should remember that we can deal with either of these, but it is easier for you to try and deal with the smallest amount of unknowns. So I'm going to deal with this 3x here, and I'm going to try and get rid of it from this side of the equation. So I'm going to take 3x from this side of the equation. I must also take 3x from this side of the equation. 4x take 2 take 3x is equal to 3x plus 1 take 3x. This is a line of working you don't necessarily need to write down. 4x take 2 take 3x. 4x take 3x is x, because they are like terms, take 2. 3x take 3x is 0, plus 1 is just 1. Now again, at this point, this is different from last week and from before Easter. We're left with x take 2 is equal to 1. We need to add 2 to this side of the equation to get rid of this. So let's add 2 to this side of the equation. We must also add 2 to this side of the equation. This is the line of working you don't necessarily need. X take 2 add 2 just leaves us with x. 1 plus 2 leaves us with 3. Right guys, a question for you to try. You've got 6x take 4 is equal to 4x plus 4. So please pause the video and have a go. Right guys, I'm going to very quickly go through the working then. So we've got 6x and we've got 4x. 4x is the smaller of the two amounts of unknowns, so I'm going to deal with that first. And I'm going to have to subtract 4x from both sides of the equation to deal with that. Okay, we have to do the same thing to both sides of the equation, otherwise it isn't an equation anymore, it's not equal. Okay guys, just this, the line of working that we don't necessarily need. 6x take 4x, take 4. 4x take 4x is nothing, plus 4. Add 4 to both sides. We are going to get 2x take 4, add 4 is equal to 4. Add 4, 2x is equal to 8, and then divide both sides by 2. That line of working, that line of working, and that line of working, those three lines of working are all unnecessary if you're comfortable with this, but they're a good idea to include if you're still building confidence with it. Okay guys, so if you want to take a breather, that's fine, but last example now, okay? So this time we've got a subtraction on both sides of the equation. That's all that's different to the previous example. We've got 3x and we've got a 1x. I'm going to deal with the 1x, okay? I want to eliminate that. So I'm going to take 1x from this side of the equation. If I take 1x from this side of the equation, I must also take 1x from this side of the equation. Otherwise, again, it wouldn't be equal anymore. Here's my line of working that I don't necessarily need if I'm feeling confident by this point. But it is useful if you're still building up confidence. 3x take 5 take x, they are like terms, so 3x take x is 2x, and we've still got to take 5. X take x is 0, and then we've still got to take a subtraction of 1 there. Now I want to get this bit on its own. I want to isolate my unknowns, so I'm going to add 5 to both sides of the equation. 2x take 5, add 5 is equal to 1, negative 1, sorry, add 5. They cancel each other out, leaving us with just 2x. Negative 1 add 5 is 4. We now just need to divide both sides of our equation by 2, because this is twice as big as the amount of x that we want. So we get x is equal to 2. Again, that line of working you don't necessarily need, nor do you necessarily need that line of working, but please feel free guys to include them if you're not feeling confident. And then finally guys, I want you to have a go at this equation. So pause the video and have a go at solving that one. Okay guys, you should have had a go at that now. We're back to the video playing. I'm going to quickly run through and solve this. Okay, I'll talk through it afterwards. So deal with this first. So we're going to end up with x take 4 on this side of the equation, because 2x take x is x. And we're going to end up with x take x is nothing. We've still got to subtract 1, so that's there. We need to get the x on its own, so we're going to add 4 to both sides of the equation. Subtract 4, then add 4, they cancel, leaving us with just x. Negative 1 add 4 is 3, so x is equal to 3. And again, these lines of work in here are not necessary, but keep doing them if you're building confidence. Okay guys?